Hi Scorpio, welcome to Rachel Reads Tarot. This is your general weekly reading for the week of 16th to 23rd of March. Welcome and welcome back. We are using First Aid of Broken Heart Tarot something. Not that this is a love reading. I just love the deck. It's beautiful. It's green, my favorite color. And okay, so before we start, the message that I got for you, Scorpio, is swallow your pride. And not necessarily saying Scorpio needs to swallow their pride, but someone needs to swallow their pride. So I have no idea what that's about, and we'll see if it shows up in our reading for you, Scorpio. So maybe it applies, maybe it doesn't apply, and obviously a general reading, so it could be for some of you out there though, so please be open. Have a little shuffleophagus. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages for Scorpio for the week of 16th to 23rd of March. What does Scorpio need to know? What guidance can we give Scorpio, please? Okay. First card for Scorpio. Five of Swords. I will talk you through each card individually and we'll put them all together for your message for the week. Second card, Two of Wands. Interesting. And our third card for Scorpio, please, Spirit, is King of Wands. Nice. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Wands. So it's the end. Okay, sorry. It's the end of a difficult time, you know, carrying a lot of burden, carrying a lot of weight is your overall energy, and you're at the finish line. Well done. That's really nice. You can put that down. You've done it. You made it. You didn't give up. You kept going, Scorpio. Well done to you. It's been hard. It's been heavy. But now it's time to release all of that and be free of it and be light. Yeah. See, she's holding these two beautiful peace doves, I want to say. So it's just this feeling of, finally, I get to let this go. I'm done with it. Beautiful. Okay, so that's your overall energy, Scorpio. And we start off with the Five of Swords. I like to really tap into the imagery on these cards. I've got to tell you, I have no idea what this almost reminds me of, you know, the things that you use when you're boxing, like the punching thing on the stand, and you're punching it and it comes back, and, you know, very Five of Sword energy, which is usually about a little bit of sort of conflict, you know, competition, bit of argy-bargy. It can also be with the Five of Swords, Scorpio, kind of flexing your muscles, learning the rules of engagement kind of energy, you know, sussing out the competition, sort of like a training, you know, a training for how you need to show up and maybe defend yourself, stand your ground. Yeah, so, and boundaries, you know, training around what are your boundaries and how to enforce them is what I'm getting here. Okay, let's have a look at Two of Wands. So Wands about taking action, about creativity, fire and passion. The twos in all of the different, you know, cups, wands, swords, pentacles, can represent a choice to be made. And I feel like for you, Scorpio, I'm looking at this peacock here, very proud, yeah, very flamboyant, very showy. Scorpio, Scorpio. I'm laughing because doing your reading, this is the third time my phone has shat itself, and I've had to stop and restart and find out where I'm up to. So we'll work out what that all means for you, Scorpio, as we do the reading. Okay, so back to our Two of Wands. And what I was going to say is, I think it will be okay with you, Scorpio, if I mention that you sometimes do have a little bit of a tendency to be passionate and flamboyant and showy, and that's sometimes part of your energy. Yeah, I'm just checking that I'm still recording because this phone is being very naughty with your reading in particular, Scorpio. A little bit of trickster sort of energy there. So yeah, so Two of Wands. So we're going from the Five of Sword energy, yeah, which is maybe learning your boundaries, learning how to enforce them through a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of challenge, a little bit of conflict there. And then going to, how do I want to show up in a way that honors who I am to my core, you know. And I'm getting, you know, let me come from a space of authentically who I am. And it's okay for me to be beautiful, which you are, Scorpio, to be flamboyant, to be maybe, you know, a little extra or whatever it is. But it's putting yourself forward and making that choice to put yourself forward in a way that really showcases all of who you are is the message that I get with that. You know, remembering who you are. Look at the figure, and this looks like a poppy, yeah, and poppy flowers are about remembrance. And so I just get a sense of Spirit wants you to remember your essence, you know, show all of your beauty, show all of your colors, all of who you are in all of your glory, Scorpio, this week. And that takes us to the energy of the King of Wands. So lots of fire, lots of determination, really strong energy of taking action, knowing what you want and going for it, and not being worried about how anyone else thinks, perceives, you know, what their expectations are, if they're going to judge or anything like that. It's really honoring the fire within you, Scorpio, this week. Let me look at the imagery here. So the figure is holding a cat and he has his eyes closed. Okay, interesting. There you go. There's all of these, there's castles behind, right? Hot air balloons. There's a sense of majesty and wealth and riches and almost like magical quality to it, right? Magic, yes, that's the one, magic. This week for you, with the peacock and the colours, you know, in the tail, which look quite magical, with the castles in the background, the pussycat here. I mean, cats are renowned for not giving one fuck about what anyone else thinks or does. Cats are all about take me or leave me, right? This is me, take it or leave it. This is what I want, give it to me. I am who I am, and if you don't like it, see you later kind of thing. I think that's what you're moving away from. You know, we talked in the beginning, the overall energy, the Ten of Wands, of this release. I think it's a release of what other people are thinking of you, you know, if they're judging who you should be, what you should say, what you should wear, even, you know, maybe that's the challenge initially, is you're getting a bit of pushback, you're getting a little bit of, you know, what's the word I'm looking for, Scorpio? Help me out, will you? You're getting you're getting a little bit of beef, is what I want to say, from others, or others have beef with you about you just being yourself, you know, and that's where Spirit wants you to have these boundaries and to move into this energy of, this is who I am. Take me or leave me. This is who I am. I embrace who I am. I'm amazing. I'm beautiful, with all of my colors and, you know, all of my little quirks. And I'm proud of it, and I own it. I embody it. Awesome. Nice. And we're still recording, which, yeah, happy days, Scorpio, happy days, because I didn't want to have to do a fourth recording, but I would have. I would have done a fourth recording for you, Scorpio. But, you know, it's nice that I'm not doing a fourth recording, it would seem, at this stage. We are going for an oracle, and we are using Animal Dreaming Oracle deck for you, my loves. What is our card to really tie all of these messages together, please? Here we go. Respect. The cassowary. Yeah. If people are throwing shade at you because of who you are, I think you are going to show them that you deserve respect, that you do not have to change who you are, that, you know, they have a choice. If they don't like you, or they don't like what you're doing or what you're saying, bye-bye. They can go. They can go and put their time and their energy wherever they want, with whomever they choose. And that's not about you. That's about them, Scorpio. So, you know, just expect the respect. Expect the respect, yeah, that you deserve. Because there's nothing wrong with being who you are and being proud of who you are. It's a beautiful thing. Grab you a symbol, my loves. This is an empowering week ahead for you, Scorpio. Nice. And we have kangaroo. Sorry, I gave you the nostril hair view then, didn't I? The kangaroo, which I know it's out of focus, but you know what I mean. Kangaroo. First thing that comes to me is they carry their young for quite some time in their pouch. And this gives me a sense of maybe, you know, with the letting go and the putting down of whatever you've been carrying, there was perhaps a link, a tie to some inner child work for you about, you know, being that cat, not giving a shit, not trying to please everyone else, you know, just honoring who you are and not being afraid of what you want and what you need. And you know, expecting the respect that you deserve. So I think this won't apply to everyone. It's a general reading. But for some of you, Scorpio, there's an opportunity this week, 16th to 23rd, to heal some inner child stuff around hiding who you are and, you know, dimming your light, if you like, so that you can shine in all of your spectacular beauty. Thank you, Scorpio. I'm excited for your week, and I look forward to seeing you next time, beautiful. Take care. Mwah.